and welcome back. I am so happy you're here. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Yanni and I'm doing this DIY channel together with Diane. For today, I have, of course, a new DIY for you. This will be my second DIY for the fall season. Of course, I'm going to try to make from some old box. I'm going to try to make some pumpkins out of it with some old sweater. So we will see how this will turn out. So enough talking. Let's jump into this DIY. This is what you need for this pumpkin DIY. And of course, you see already I have an old vest of mine and it's a little bit in the orange, a lighter orange color. So it's a little bit of the softer fabric. I am going to use some container. I bought these little blocks already a while ago and I used the blocks for my DIYs, but of course I thought maybe I also can use the container. I have two of them. I don't know if I will make two or one. And we need a piece of twine. So these are the simple things we need for this pumpkin DIY. So let's start. I already have one container. What we're going to do, we are going to remove the handle because we don't need the handle. And it's just with a little pin, so it is not too much work to get it off. You see already, this one is already finished. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull off, place out the lid. I only need the box itself. I already have, you see my orange cardigan, and I also have this one in the gray color. They both are very old, but this cardigan is a little bit strange. They just have a square size, so you can just easily make a square. And I did that with my gray one, and I'm going to fold it inside and this one inside, so we get a nice length for the size of our pumpkin, of course, because if you see this container here is very flat and we want to fill it up a little bit before we're going to do the orange fabric over it. So I'm going to take my gray one and I fold it already. You see here, this is what I mean. I have it already in a nice shape, so it is fitting perfectly in the middle of my container. So I'm going to give some glue over here and I'm going to glue the first part over here, and then I'm going to pull it out and get as many rounds if I can hopefully go around my And here you see already my other cardigan, and I'm going to cut off the front. So it's very easy because it is a very square cardigan. So I'm doing this side, and now I only need to cut off this piece. And I will do on the other side the same. So we get only the back side of our vest. You see already? This is how he is looking, only the back side, and you see already how big he is only for the back side. So it was a very big cardigan. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my container on top of here, and I'm going to work my way all the fabric inside of here. If you are looking right, you see already my mistake. You see that my gray is shining through my orange cardigan. So this fabric is much too loose, so you can see everything through. So this is already the mistake I made. I am going to look for a little bit of an orange fabric, but a thicker one. So of course I still have another vest, but he is a little bit thicker and a little bit more orange. So this will be a very bright orange. I was hoping that this one would work, but you see already it doesn't work. So you can learn from my mistake. Look for a little bit of a thicker fabric. See already I have a little bit of a thicker piece of fabric, and like I said, he is bright orange. So this one will be a very bright orange pumpkin. The only thing, this one is very much smaller than my other one. So I really have to be careful so that I'm going to glue a little piece first in my container, just keep it in place. And so I have to work my way around it, or else it doesn't fit, because the back side from this one is a little bit smaller than the other one. So I have to be careful that I am going to glue everything at the right place. Yeah, I got everything everything covered with my orange fabric. But you see here, this is the inside. It just looks like a big orange ball or some orange planter. I will turn it over, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to measure out the middle of my pumpkin. Of course, this one and this one is wide 20 centimeters. So I take 10, and I am already a little bit, at least I hope he will be. Now I'm going to do this side also, and I'm a little bit higher. So if I am keeping this dot in the middle for when I take my rope, and I will measure out, I take him sideways. You still see the dot we made over here. I'm going to measure out over here and until a little piece inside of our, you see here, of our pumpkin. And this is the length I need. And of course I will double it up and I will cut it off. I will do that first. What I'm going to do right now, just turn it over. I will place some glue on top of here, and I will lay down my double up of my rope. So first I have to warm up my glue gun, and I'm going to do some glue in the middle, of course, and I'm going to wire and lay down my piece of rope in the middle, and just keep it in place for a little moment until it's dried up. And you see he does. Now we do both of the twine next to each other, not through each other, but neatly next to each other. I have to look if I am doing it correct. I'm sorry, the camera is, my pumpkin is so big, my camera almost doesn't pick it up. And I'm going to work my way, and now I'm going to glue it inside of our pumpkin. And you see, I just did glue it inside, and now we have one piece already over here. We are going to take the next one, and we are going to do some glue again on top of here, and we are going to measure out a little piece space in between, and we go over and over again until we finish all of them. This is our pumpkin so far. You see already a little bit of a mess in the middle, but I think he looks very nice. So we have a nice little star, and we have the sides, and of course, if you are curious, this is the underside, so don't show anyone this side. So the pumpkin on top is finished. What we're going to do, we are going to take some isolation tube. You can buy them anywhere, especially I think in America you can buy them at Home Depot, if I am correct. You use them as isolation tubes around your heaters and pipes from heaters. I think here in the Netherlands we also use it for our heaters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure out a little bit how long I will have my stamp, and I take my knife and I will cut it off. So I will replace my, and I think for a stamp, I think a little bit this way. So I just going to do, don't do it on your table. This is just for me a little bit of a craft table. So be careful if you are in your own home. So Now we have a nice tube, but of course I am going to work a little bit with it. I will find something for on top so we get a nice close stamp, and then we are going to do some glue around it, and then we're going to paint it. See, I found some little wooden slides and I glued already one on top of our isolation tube because he is totally fitting, but I used wood. But of course you also can use a little piece of cardboard, make a round out of it, the same measurement your tube is, and you're already fit to go. What I'm going to do, I want to bench it. I think you call it a knot, if I am correct, but I thought a knot was something else, but I looked it up, but it has to be a knot. Here in the Netherlands we call it een knikje. So I'm going to use my second-hand glue. That's why I have my gloves on, because you don't want the second glue against your skin. I know from experience that's not a great thing. So I will do some glue on top of here, let it dry for a little moment, and then we are going to glue it. Of course I have to wait until it is dried up. You see our little stamp is ready. What I'm going to do is going to take my twine. At first I was thinking of making it brown, but I think it is better if you just wind it with twine. So I'm going to use my glue gun and I'm going to make a little start for my little twine stamp. So do a little dot of glue on top of on the underside, and we are going to have already our start for our stamp with our twine. So just make the first round on your little isolation tube. You have to be careful because the isolation tube is kind of foam material, so if you place your glue gun against it, it probably will melt. So be careful, just do the glue on top of there and just tap it and then go over it. Don't leave your glue gun on top of it. So now we already have the first start of our round for our twine. Our stamp is finished and I think he turned out very nice. It is always a little bit hard to get the corners and the front, but I was looking forward to place it on top of here. But of course I have to show it to you a little bit closer because my pumpkin is too big. But I really was missing something on my pumpkin. I don't really like it the way he is right now. So what I took out of my stash is just it's just, you can also knit with it. So it's a little bit of the furry kind. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take again two pieces and from the same length, and I'm going to place them in between the twine pieces, so it gives a little bit more structure and it comes a little bit more to life, because the way it is right now I really don't like it. So I am going to change that up a little bit. You see the result when you put something a little bit like a furry kind of fabric in between. And of course you can use velvet ribbon, you can use pumpkin ribbon, it doesn't matter. I think it gives a little bit more structure to my pumpkin. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place it aside. I have put out of my stash some leaves and you can buy them anywhere. I have two of the darker red, I have two of the lighter red, and of course I will make two of this one in the black color. So I use my schoolboard paint, simple schoolboard paint, and I'm going to paint them black. Everything is ready to decorate the top of our pumpkin. What we're going to do, I'm going to keep it very simple. You can go all the way you like. What I did like is just, so I did make my leaves in the black color, but what we're going to do first, we are going to do first glue on top of our stamp. So I will do some glue on top of here. Of course I need some glue. I will do enough glue on top of here, so I am sure that my stamp will stay in place. And of course some in the middle, so I am sure that everything will glue. And of course we are going to place it in the middle and keep it in place for a little moment, because we don't want to that it breaks off. Our stamp is on our pumpkin. Now we're going to do, we're going to take the black leaves we just painted, and we are going to glue them on the sides of our leaf, and I show it to you in a moment. And just as close as you can under your stamp. I kept it in place for a little moment, so our glue is dried up. We are going to take the next leaf, and I'm going to place them again against our stamp, and this way. Of course we need some glue on the middle of our, and I don't do it over the whole piece, I just do it on the back side. And now I'm going to bring it in line and just squeeze it a little bit against your stamp. And again, keep it in place for a little moment until it is dried up. It makes your work so much better. Now we have all the black ones in place. Now I'm going to take an old stamp out, of course, and I took a little color which is a little bit comparing to my pumpkin. I'm going to cut off all the leaves, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the back side of our leaves. You see already the narrows, I don't know how you call it, we call it in the net the nerven, I don't know how you call it. And I'm going to place it on each and every leaf in the middle. I'm going to place also against the stamp one of the orange leaves. Now I'm going to take my 3 old pine cones, and they are already years old. I always keep them. I made sure the back side is very flat, so I can easily glue it on each of the orange leaf again. So we make 3 of them this way and this way. I know it is for a little pumpkin, it's not always common that you use pine cones, but I'm always a little bit different, so I am going to glue them, of course, in here. We glued our pine cones also on top of our pumpkin. And what I like to do, I bought a couple of weeks ago, I bought this little brown tags, and I already used it for a couple of my DIYs. They are very nice and they are so cheap to buy. So I'm going to take one of them, and I'm going to write fall on top of it. Of course you can write anything you like. So I'm going to do fall, I'm do a little piece of twine around it, and then we are going to hang it on the side of our pumpkin. You see my tag, and of course you see it backwards, but that's just my telephone. Don't worry, it will be in the right way when you see the reveal. I'm going to do a little piece of twine on here, and now I'm going to lay it down on top of our pumpkins. I mean a little bit this way, so it gets a nice touch on your pumpkin. Already you see our tag is on, our decoration is on top. The only thing what I think I need is a piece of bow, but I'm going to make the bow with twine, just very simple, just the way you tie your shoes. And of course, but if you have the real pumpkin ribbon, we can't buy them here in the Netherlands. A lot of people don't decorate for the fall season, so you don't can buy a lot of stuff for the, especially ribbon, not for the fall season. So we have to do with what we got and what we can order online. So I'm going to make bows from twine. So we're going to do very simple, just double up a little piece of your twine and just make a very simple bow, just like I said, the way you tie your shoes. And just, you see already, now you already have a nice, simple and easy bow. And I will make 3 of them. You see we have 3 bows, and we are going to glue them inside of each and every opening. So I will glue them inside and then you will see the end reveal of this pumpkin. And I know it was a little bit of a chaos like always with me. So, but at the end you will see it will look okay. And here you see already the end reveal of our homemade fabric pumpkin, and I am really happy how it turned out. Even when it was a little bit of a chaos to get the fabric right on top of my cardboard container. You see at the right the cardboard we used, and now it is turned into a nice pumpkin. Of course, this pumpkin is going outside on my patio, so I am really happy with the end result. In a moment, I show it to you a little bit closer, but for now, thank you so much for being here and spending a little moment of your day together with me. If you like this kind of DIYs, I hope you come on over to our description box. There you find the link you need, and I hope you will subscribe to the Yen and My channel. Of course, if you like Christmas all year round, come on over to my description box. There you find also the link for my Christmas all year round channel. So enough talking. We wish you all a beautiful day. Stay safe. See you next time. Bye.